begin, sir.
Alrighty. And this is break 574. Let's roll for them right now. That's a 10 times randomization. Let's get it going. Randoms time. Begin the giveaway. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And there we go. Pick number 1 going to Jason. Pick number 2 going to Mr. CEO. Number 3 going to Brian. 4, Harry Hood. And 5 is going to Dan. Let's get that snake. Oh no. Oh.
Just reload. No, it should be fine.
Oh, perfect. There we go. We are ready. Ready when you are. Jason got started with the
White Sox.
The White Sox. Next up is Mr. CEO. Mr. CEO with the New York Yankees. Next up, we have Brian. Brian with the Detroit Tigers. Next up, Harry. Harry with the Toronto Blue Jays.
This is cruising.
Yeah, this is moving. Dan, you're up next.
It's definitely expected with so few people, you know.
Yep.
You don't have to wait long. You don't have to wait long.
Dan going with the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
And Dan, you're up again.
Dan, back-to-back picks for you.
So for those who are unsure how a snake goes, now you get to see it in action.
Dan with Seattle, the Seattle Mariners for his pick, and we're back to Harry Hood. Harry with the Los Angeles Dodgers, and to Brian. Brian with the Rangers on to Mr. CEO. Mr. CEO choosing Kansas City Royals, and over to Jason for the next two. Harry. I do hope they get the booing that they deserve this year.
I just find it funny that they use software to cheat. It's like the first instance of that happening, right?
Yeah. Jason with the Houston Astros and Atlanta Braves. And on to Mr. CEO. Mr. CEO already picked the Tigers were already picked. Astros have already been selected as well. Teams available: Arizona Diamondbacks, Baltimore Orioles, Boston Red Sox, Chicago Cubs, Cincinnati Reds, Cleveland Indians, Colorado Rockies, Miami Marlins, Milwaukee Brewers, Minnesota Twins, New York Mets, Oakland A's, Philadelphia Phillies, Pittsburgh Pirates, the Padres, the Giants. Mr. CEO with Baltimore Orioles. Brian is up next. And then the Cardinals, Rays, and Nationals are available as well.
Gotta love the Oreos.
Tampa Bay for Brian. And Harry is up next. And I feel like it can start to get tricky here with our with this baseball snake.
It always gets tricky. Every snake right around, halfway through.
Yeah, it's like who you go for now.
Yeah.
Harry, Harry, Harry.
San Diego Padres for Harry. And up next is Dan with 2 back-to-back. San Francisco Giants and the Miami Marlins. Harry, you are up next. Nationals for the Washington Nationals for Harry. Up next is Brian, followed by Mr. CTO, and then Jason for 2. Mr. CTO is up. Brian selected the New York Mets.
CTO?
CEO, sorry. Mr. CEO would like the Oakland Athletics.
Moneyball's a great movie.
And next up is Jason with 2. I would agree with you there, Dubs. Moneyball is a great movie.
It's kind of sad they didn't cash in on the chip that year, though.
Right. The Pittsburgh Pirates and the Boston Red Sox are for Jason. And next up, Mr. CEO again. And we are getting into it here, folks, with only 9 teams remaining.
Yeah, Dan doesn't.
Mr. CEO with the Cincinnati Reds. My enunciation tonight has been weak. Brian, you are up.
That's all right. You've done a fantastic job stepping in.
Brian would like the Colorado Rockies. Next up, Harry Hood. Brandon, we have some personals available. We don't have much close to finishing. Harry's going to go with the Chicago Cubs.
Dan, you're up with 2 again. This would be your last 2. Everyone's coming up on their last pick now.
Dan with the Twins and Phillies. Next up, Harry for his final pick.
I find the last pick, it's what's left.
Harry Hood with the Cleveland Indians. Mr. CEO Brian is up next to decide in between St. Louis, Milwaukee, and Arizona. Brian goes with the St. Louis Cardinals, and Mr. CEO with the final pick because that will give Jason his team. Mr. CEO with the D-backs of Arizona. And that leaves the Brewers for Jason. We will get these loaded up for you, get them into BT Park, and run the first ever baseball snake draft in BreakTraders history. There we go. Looks like we have everyone here. Brett, you are wild. I love it. Ooh, had that the wrong way. Let's rock and roll.
Brett, it was a BT snake in the grass.
Here we go with the Bowman Chrome Snake. Anthony Rizzo, Trey Mancini. Oh, and an auto on card right out of the gate with Devin Mann of the LA Dodgers, and that is going to Harry Hood. Trevor Larnack going to Dan with the Minnesota Twins. And Dalton Jeffries going to Oakland and Mr. CEO. Ronald Acuna Jr. in the Atlanta Braves going to Jason. Dan Vogelbach and the Mariners going to Dan. Antonio Cabello, 106 miles per hour exit velocity, going to Mr. CEO and the Yankees. Quinn Priester going to Pittsburgh and Jason. And Julio Rodriguez of Seattle going to Dan. Zach Collins with the White Sox. Bryce Harper. Freitas Novas. That's a fancy looking card for the Astros going to Jason. Wander Franco. Purple Shimmer here with the Freitas Nova. Wander Franco, Tampa Bay going to Brian. And Alejandro Kirk with the Toronto Blue Jays going to Harry. Justin Dunn, Cody Bellinger, Jarren Duran with the Boston Red Sox, Corey Ray, and Jeter Downs.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Mama excited about that pack right there.
Of course she is. Got the Red Sox.
Zach Gallen, Miguel Cabrera, Daniel Espinosa, strikeout to walk, stat tracker. Tristan McKenzie, Tyler Stevenson. Sean Murphy, Jose Abreu. This one, 20 out of 25. Letty Travaris for the Rangers going to Brian. Blake Rutherford and Geraldo Perdomo. And on to the last box with the packs here for the Bowman Chrome Snake Draft. Joey Votto, Paul Goldschmidt, another on-card auto, this time Tecupito Marcano of the San Diego Padres, the first Bowman right there, a third baseman and shortstop, and that is going to Harry Hood. Royce Lewis and Luis Garcia. Salvador Perez, Mike Trout, Max Lazar, strikeout to walk stat tracker, Marco Luciano, and Vidal Brujan for the Tampa Bay Rays. Kristen Yelich, Marcio Dubon, Ruchman, Dawn of Glory, Orivius Martinez with the Blue Jays, and Jesus Sanchez with Miami. Marcus Semien, Anthony Kay, Luis Garcia, Michael Bush and the Dodgers, and Michael Togila and the Rockies. Evan Longoria, Aristides Aquino with the Cincinnati Reds. That is going to Mr. CEO. Christian Pache, weighted on base average 367 stat tracker, Noah Song, and DL Hall. I will write you a love song. Last box in the snake here. Austin Meadows, Kyle Lewis, Trevor Larnach, Corbin Carroll, and Corey Lee. We'll do a quick rundown here of some of the hits and then show the featured cards. Aristides Aquino and the Cincinnati Reds going to Mr. CEO. Christian Pache and the Braves going to Jason. Anthony Kay and the Blue Jays going to Brian. Luis Garcia of the Nationals going to Harry Hood. Mauricio Dubon of the Giants going to Dan. The Dawn of Glory Rutschman going to Mr. CEO. Mac Lazard of the Brewers going to Jason. Sean Murphy of the Oakland Athletics going to Mr. CEO. Daniel Espino of the Cleveland Indians going to Harry Hood. The Arizona Diamondbacks, Zach Gallen going to Mr. CEO. Jarren Duran of the Red Sox going to Jason. Justin Dunn of the Mariners going to Daniel. Jeter Downs of the Red Sox going to Jason. Zach Collins of the White Sox going to Jason as well. Antonio Cabello of the Yankees going to Mr. CEO. Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Braves going to Jason. Then we have Kyle Lewis of the Mariners going to Daniel, and Trevor Larnach of the Twins going to Daniel as well. Here we go. Fredos Nova of the Houston Astros going to Jason. Ladoy Travares, 20 out of 25, going to Brian with the Texas Rangers. And then our two autos, Devin Mann in the Dodgers going to Harry Hood, and Tupita Marcano of the Padres going to Harry as well. Not a bad break for Harry Snake right there.
Very nice.
And we are now done with the Bowman Chrome. I am looking to see if we have anything